At the heart of ancient Greece's rugged and majestic landscape, amidst rocky mountains and jagged gorges, lay Laconia, a blessed valley whose picturesque beauty offered a striking contrast to its surroundings. This fertile land, sheltered from the outside world by the Peloponnese mountain ranges, was bathed in generous sunshine and luxuriated in emerald greenery. It was here, on this land chosen by nature itself, that Sparta was born, a city-state destined to become a symbol of military prowess and unyielding resilience, whose name still evokes awe and admiration to this day. Sparta's history is rooted in the distant past, in the flourishing era of the Mycenaean civilization, which held undisputed sway over mainland Greece. The Mycenaeans, renowned for their unparalleled military art and strategic genius, erected magnificent fortresses that served not only as reliable defenses but also as luxurious residences for their rulers, embodying their power. Among these fortified centers, whose cyclopean walls still astound, the legendary Mycenae held a special place, situated at the heart of Greece and serving as the epicenter of power at that time. In those distant times, the future Sparta, much like Athens and Thebes, was merely one of many Mycenaean fortresses modestly located across the peninsula. Who could have foreseen then that something so grand and significant would emerge from this unassuming outpost? However, the golden age of Mycenaean dominance inexorably drew to a close, and around 1100 BC, the region's fate underwent radical changes. Mycenaean Greece was shaken by waves of foreign invaders, whose arrival heralded the dawn of a new era. Among these newcomers, the Dorians played the most significant role, a powerful people who gradually settled vast areas of the Peloponnese, including fertile Laconia. Their arrival was a harbinger of fundamental changes that would forever alter the face of ancient Greece. By approximately 900 BC, 2 centuries after the Dorians' arrival, they had firmly established themselves in Laconia, laying the foundations for a new state entity. From their environment, culture, and traditions emerged the unique community known in history as Sparta. But what distinguished Sparta from its contemporaries and predecessors? How did an ordinary fortress transform into a symbol of military might? The answers lie in its fascinating history, which is only just beginning. In the 650s BC, Sparta successfully suppressed a Messenian revolt. Instead of mere subjugation, the Spartans enslaved the Messenian population, forcing them into arduous labor on Spartan lands. Around the same period, Sparta began an unprecedented development of its military power, achieving hegemony over the Peloponnese by 550 BC. Systematic military training from a young age allowed Sparta to earn a reputation as a formidable military state. Spartan society demonstrated an extreme devotion to military perfection, which was even reflected in the assessment of newborns. Infants with physical deformities were mercilessly left to die in the mountains. This radical selection contributed to the formation of an elite and highly capable Spartan army. However, this harsh practice led to a significant limitation of Sparta's population, reducing it to just a few thousand people, which had serious consequences in the future. In 550 BC, Sparta initiated the formation of the Peloponnesian League, a powerful alliance with Corinth and other independent city-states. At the same time, Sparta waged a prolonged war with Argos. Despite numerous sieges, the Spartans failed to capture the city, as Argos demonstrated outstanding resilience and successfully repelled all attacks. Ancient Hellas, seemingly in a state of equilibrium, stood on the brink of epoch-making changes. In 480 BC, the Greco-Persian Wars erupted, marking a turning point in history. The spark that ignited this large-scale conflict was the Ionian Revolt in Anatolia against Persian rule. Athens, one of the leading Greek city-states, did not stand idly by and offered support to the rebels. Demonstrating its growing military might, Athens announced itself as a rising star by inflicting a crushing defeat on the Persian army in the legendary Battle of Marathon. However, this audacious display of defiance only inflamed the wrath of the Persian monarchs, who, in the same year 480 BC, launched a full-scale invasion deep into Greek territory. Facing the impending threat, Sparta and Athens set aside their differences and forged a strategic alliance. Spartan forces advanced to the Thermopylae Pass, seeking to delay the Persian armada's progress. A small but legendary contingent of 300 Spartans displayed miracles of heroism, holding back the onslaught of superior enemy forces for 3 days before falling in an unequal battle. Although Sparta and Athens ultimately achieved a triumphant victory over the Persians, this confrontation revealed their irreconcilable rivalry for leadership in Greece. Athens, thanks to its contribution to the victory and its powerful fleet, solidified its status as the protector of all Greek peoples. The defensive alliance forged by Athens with numerous city-states gradually transformed into a semblance of an empire, as Athens, relying on its fleet, began to establish its hegemony over these polis. With the disappearance of a common enemy, a clash between Sparta and Athens became inevitable. Thus began the Peloponnesian War, a protracted conflict that lasted for many years. The main problem for Sparta, the undisputed leader on land, remained the impregnability of Athens. Powerful city walls made a siege virtually impossible, and the strategically important port ensured uninterrupted supplies of food and resources from the sea. Only the Spartan general Lysander managed to inflict a crushing defeat on the Athenian fleet and completely blockade the port. This tragic event sealed Athens' capitulation in 404 BC. Following this triumphant victory, Sparta established its hegemony over all of Greece, marking a new era in its history. Sparta, once the undisputed dominant power in ancient Hellas, faced significant challenges from other city-states eager to contest its hegemony. Prolonged and bloody wars undermined Sparta's demographic strength, allowing Thebes to establish its dominance in the 370s BC. Sparta's golden age was over, yet the Spartans demonstrated astonishing resilience, managing to preserve their independence by repelling the Macedonian army's advance under Philip II and Alexander the Great. Nevertheless, Sparta no longer possessed its former strength and played no significant role in subsequent centuries. After repelling an attack by Pyrrhus of Epirus, it fell under the rule of the Roman Empire and existed in this status until 396 AD, when it was finally captured by the Visigoths, marking the end of its historical journey. One of the most intriguing aspects of Spartan civilization is the artfully crafted image through which Sparta entered history. The Battle of Thermopylae became a symbol of desperate and heroic resistance against Persian invaders, defending the ideals of Western freedom. However, behind this heroic facade lay a harsh reality. Sparta enslaved entire peoples, eliminated infants who did not meet its standards, and never fully recovered from the consequences of major wars. Despite this, Sparta remained in the memory of posterity as a powerful state that nurtured some of the most outstanding warriors in history.